back to Nita's Neato Plate. We're going to do something a little bit different today with salmon, and we're going to poach it in a unique broth. And the first thing we're going to do is start out with some carrots, some fresh carrots, real carrots, not those baby carrots. And we're going to slice them up in coins with some Fresno chilies and some mint. We're going to add that later with some arugula. You'll see later in the plating process. So let's scooch on over to the star. Bam! The salmon fillet. We're just doing one salmon fillet. Actually, it's kind of like a large portion, but you know, I see so much big batch cooking on TV, and I just like to scale it down into the real world. And we're just going to do 8-inch skillet with a 1/4 can of coconut cream. Now, if you were doing 4 fillets, it would be the whole can of coconut cream, but we're just working with coconut cream and chicken stock. Very important, it's cream and not milk, because you see how thick that is? The stock is going to make it the consistency we want. If you start out with coconut milk, it's already going to be too watery, and it's not going to give us what we need here. So now let's go into the real-time cooking and see how this turned out. So now I'm going to add, yes, that's a Band-Aid, so nothing that's going to touch me. So now I'm going to add, I don't know, I'm going to eyeball it. Let's see, what is this? I think that's enough. I would say that is maybe a 1/2 cup, maybe not even a 1/2 cup, because remember, we're only dealing with one. We're going to let that go, and we'll put the salmon in a few. So I changed my call to add Garam Masala, or Garam Masala, and my broth is boiling. I'm going to turn it down before I add my fish, but I'm going to add, let's see, not too much. It needs some aromatics, more aromatics while cooking, because I think that's about a good tablespoon. Let's call that a tablespoon. It may not be a tablespoon. Like I say, I'm only making 1 piece of fish. I'm going to put my fish in. And then after that, I'm going to put my carrots in, and we're going to be eating about 1/2 hour, hopefully. Okay. So now we're still boiling a little more than I would like. So I'm going to turn it down to 3. And look who else joined the party. Squeezed minced ginger. I would recommend full ginger, but because I am going out of town soon, I'm trying to use up what's in my refrigerator. And it's just 1 piece of fish, so I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it at that. That's probably about a teaspoon. And I'm going to store the rest like that in the fridge, because see, it's almost gone. But I don't want to overdo it, overwhelm it for 1 piece of fish. I think it's reducing some, which is what you want, because it's too watery for me right now, but I think we'll be fine. We'll see. Put that away, and let me get my salmon in. Remember, I have a Band-Aid. It's on the top side. It's not on the side that I'm touching the fish with. So we're going to let that go. And then we're going to baste it. Baste, all that baste. It's the baste fingers. Although we're going to use a utensil. And then we're going to put the carrots in. But I kind of want the fish to start, so I'll have room to baste it. Okay, so we've been going for about 5 to 6 minutes on 3 on my electric stove. And I see the sauce is thickening. Don't you see it? I see it, and the edges are getting cooked. It's moving on up. It's everything but the top cooked. So we're going to go in with our spoon, big spoon, and we're going to start basting it. We're just going to baste it. And that hot broth is going to make the top get cooked. I love how it's thickening because I was worried, is it thick enough? And I already see that's starting to cook. So because of that, I'm now going to go in with my carrots. We're still going to baste it again, but at least I got most of the basting done. I hate that Band-Aid, but what are you going to do? Like I said, it's not touching the food. Go in with my Fresnos, which are super spicy. And I'm going to let it cook. Probably for about 5 more minutes or 10. I'll let you know when I come back. And I'm going to take the fish out and definitely let the carrots cook longer. They're going to need more time. But I needed that room for the basting. Okay. Okay, I am doing this one-handed, which is why I would use my right hand, but I'm left-handed, so excuse my Band-Aid. I'm going to lift up the... It's done. It's done. I know it's not brown and all that, but this is poached salmon. Ooh. Okay, this is poached salmon, so I'm going to lift it out, let it rest here, and continue to cook my carrots. They're not ready, but I am going to lift out and kind of coat this so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to lift out my Fresnos because they're done, and why not just get them out of there? And they kind of help the look of the little sad looking pale poached salmon, but that's poached. But it's going to be so succulent. At least the last one I made was. Okay, I'm going to let the carrots do what they do. I may even cover it, and then they'll get done a little quicker, but I don't want the carrots mushy, but I know they're not ready yet. They ain't ready. So here we are now. It's not a long cook. I did put a cover on my pan. It's been about 10 minutes. It's just an 8-inch skillet. It's not a big pan. And it's not a big piece of fish. It's resting. It's doing nicely. And guess what? I decided to add this, bam, in my bowl. Here's my bowl. I'm going to plate it in. Just a small bowl, shallow bowl, because I don't have much broth in here because it's been reducing and thickening. This is arugula I put in the bottom of my bowl. Like I said, I'm clearing my fridge out, I'm traveling. My arugula's getting a little long in the tooth, so we're going to add that, and I think that'll be tasty with the broth and the carrots. So let's go ahead, put I may not can do this one-handed. In fact, okay. So now here we are with the salmon in the bowl. That looks good by itself. Okay, put that under the broiler. That's all you gotta do. But now I'm going to turn off my carrots. I'm pretty confident that they're done. I'm not exactly sure. That's hot. Ooh. Got some condensation on me. Ooh. I'm always trying to burn myself. Yeah, which is not that, but there was a burn situation here. So, anyway. You know. The spoils of war. So, are my carrots done? Let's see. Yes, look how that went in. They're done. That's what I want. Just a little going on. So now I'm going to pour this over, and we'll come back because I can't do that one-handed because I already cut myself. So here we go. Look at that now. Everything is plated now. think it looks pretty amazing for like a under 30-minute cook. So I added some green onion to garnish it, and I think it looks super yummy. I think the fish is probably warmed up by now because I put that hot broth on it. And look at the broth. Remember, I was worried the broth would be too thin. Look how it thickened up. And it disappeared, I mean, but it's just the right amount. That arugula, and it's just going to be a really nice dish. Let me let you know how it goes.